We've travelled back to the quaint seaside town of Beaumaris. This is a Viking included shore excursion. It costs nothing more to take this 2-hour guided walk through this picturesque town. The town's history would have strong links to the sea as a trade port and a fishery, and the walk along the pier is well worthwhile. The architecture of the town features a mix of medieval, Georgian, Victorian and Edwardian influences. And its name, which has Norman influences, means fair marsh, a description of the site which was chosen by Edward I for the last of his iron ring castles, constructed in an effort to control the Welsh. The town's major attraction is this incredible castle, Beaumaris Castle. Now, this was built over several generations. It never was completely finished. This is often what happened because you would sometimes run out of money, sometimes run out of enthusiasm or a need to build it, or just run out of the craftsmen to finish the project. Now, what defines this as being completely unique is its concentric defensive walls built all the way around the outside of this fortress, and the fact it had its own moat.
This dock here was at one time connected to the sea, and supply ships would come alongside. And the supply ships were quite big. They were up to 40 tons in weight. So they were seagoing ships. And they would tie up to the iron ring, and then they would then unload supplies through that doorway there.
The castle is a United Nations World Heritage Site. It was originally constructed between 1295 and 1330 to form perfectly symmetrical, concentric lines of fortification.
What we've got here is this archway. You'll notice the archway has gaps in between the arches. Those gaps are called murder holes. Now, what the murder holes are for, obvious, they're to do damage. The main thing they drop down would be large, heavy stones. They could also throw water down there to douse out any fires if the attackers intended to try and burn the entrance down.
The town is really quaint, with shopping for those desperate for some retail therapy. There's also food options if you want to break away and explore on your own. That's the kind of flexibility Viking offers its guests. There's a few great pubs too. The town of Beaumaris today is full of artists and craftsmen, and there's some beautiful little craft shops and gift stores so you can find yourself a memento to take back on your cruise on the Viking Sea as you leave Wales, as we head to our next exciting destination.